Good morning, students. Today's subject, Social Science, 10th Standard, History, Unit 1, Outbreak of World War I and its Aftermath. The title itself given a clear idea regarding what that you are going to be known in this unit. That is, what happened after a World War I, the world countries have faced the problems. So regarding the, we are going to see in this lesson. The main 5 objectives of this lessons are to know Scramble for Colonies, rivalry of great powers, causes, cause and result of World War I, Russian Revolution and its impact, and last one is League of Nations. Let's move to the introduction of this lesson. In 1914 is a turning point in the world history. The First World War that broke out in the year and decisively shaped the course of the 20th century. So historians call this as the long 20th century. The first industrial war that drew on the economic resources of the entire world. 3 major empires lay shattered by the end of the war. The countries are Germany, Austria-Hungary and the Ottomans. The biggest outcome of the war was the Russian Revolution. For the first time, countries tried to bring about world peace through the League of Nations. Let's move in this lesson. We are going to discuss about the circumstances leading to the outbreak of the First World War and its repercussion. The first main subtitle, Scramble for Colonies. Here, scramble means search for new colonies from the side of powerful countries. Subtitle of the Scramble for Colonies is the first one, capitalist countries race for markets. The aim of the capitalist industries was to produce more and more industrial goods. Revolution in the means of communication and transportation, capitalism produced huge contrast such as extreme poverty and extreme wealth, slum and skyscrapers, empire state and dependent exploited colony. Next, rise of monopoly capitalism, the alliance of industry and finance seeking profits in markets for goods and capital. The old ideas of free trade collapsed. Here, where the trust in the USA and cartel in the Germany, the former method were followed. The meaning for trust means here is an industrial organization engaged in the production or distribution of any commodity. The trust would possess adequate control over the supply and price of that commodity to its own advantage. And next, cartel means to an association based on a contractual agreement between enterprises. Here enterprises means ஒரு பொருளை உற்பத்தி பண்ணுறவங்க முதலாளித்துவம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். In the same field of business, the objective was to exercise a monopolistic influence on the market. And next, imperialism and its essential characteristics. Capitalism inevitable led to imperialism. According to Lenin given here a small definition regarding imperialism as imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism. Large scale mass production needed vast supplies of raw materials and rubber, oil, nitrates, sugar, cotton, tropical foodstuffs, mineral, etc. were the raw materials which were necessary to the monopoly capitalists everywhere. Rivalry of great powers. Under the rivalry powers, we are going to see about the European continent. In the 19th century, European powers had colonized many other countries. Only Africa was left. The industrial achievements of Germany in the later half of 19th century gave her a dominating position in Europe. But when Germany came on the scene, the avenues of exploitation were limited. After 1870, England, France, Belgium, Italy and Germany joined in the scramble for colonies. Clashes among great powers. Clashes means here மோதல்கள். The lead in industrial growth and the control of a vast empire, England was not satisfied, so England was in competition with Germany and the United States, which were producing cheaper manufactured goods and thus capturing England's market. Next topic we are going to see about that, Asia and its role. In the continent of Asia, the rise of Japan, how Japan have to play a role. In Asia, Japan during this period, that the period Meiji-era from 1867 to 1912, imitating Western nation, Japan took a Western education and machinery with a modern army and navy. Japan had emerged as an advanced industrialized power. In 1894, she forced a war on China. The crushing defeat of China by Little Japan in the Sino-Japanese War surprised in the world. It took place the year 1894 to 95. The duration of war is 1 year. In spite of the warning of the three great powers, Russia, Germany and France, Japan annexed the Liaotong Peninsula with Port Arthur. Port Arthur அப்படிங்கிறது போர்ட் அப்படிங்கிறது துறைமுகம். அதாவது ஜப்பான் annexed Liaotong Peninsula with Port Arthur அப்படிங்கிற இடத்த கைப்பற்றிடுச்சு. By this, Japan had proved that it was the strongest nation of the East Asia. Proved அப்படின்னா அது தன்னை நிரூபிச்சிருச்சு. தான் ஒரு மிக சக்தி வாய்ந்த நாடாக தன்னை ஈஸ்ட் ஏஷியாவில் காமிச்சிருச்சு. The pressure mounted by European powers to Japan soon gave up its claim over Port Arthur. Russia, taking advantage of this, sent a large army to Manchuria. Japan entered into an alliance with England in 1902 and demanded that Russia should withdraw its troops from Manchuria. In 1904, the war began between the two countries. In this Russo-Japanese War, Japan defeated Russia and by the Treaty of Portsmouth, Japan, signed at the mediation of the USA, got back Port Arthur. Got back Port Arthur அப்படின்னா தான் இழந்த அந்த துறைமுகத்தை திரும்பவும் பெற்றெடுத்து. Next subtitle, Strong Arm Diplomacy of Japan after 1905. After 1905, Japan had control of Korean domestic and foreign policy. The confusion in Japan following the downfall of Manchu dynasty in 1912 provided Japan an opportunity for further expansion. The Manchu dynasty அப்படின்னா மாஞ்சு வம்சாவளிகள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி வம்சாவளிகளில் வந்த அந்த அரசாட்சி. Japan now demanded not only the transfer of German rights in Shantung but the appointment of Japanese advisors to the Chinese government. The strong arm diplomacy aroused the hostility of both China and the European powers, yet none was in a position to resist. And next subtitle, Colonization and its fallout. Colonization means one strong country which given a powerful control over a powerless countries through by entirely in all the parts, that is in political side, in economical side and even a cultural sides. அதாவது colonization அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு பலம் வாய்ந்த நாடு ஒரு பலமிழந்த, அதாவது பொருளாதாரத்தில் நலிவடைந்த நாடுகளை தன்னுடைய அடிமை நாடுகளாக மாற்றுறது அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். அரசியல் ரீதியாகவும் பொருளாதார ரீதியாகவும் அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் கலாச்சாரத்திலையும் அவங்களுடைய ஆதிக்கங்கள் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். அதுதான் colonization and its fallout. By 1900, practically the whole of Africa was colonized. Britain, France, Russia and Germany also established a sphere of influence in China. அதாவது sphere of influence அப்படின்னு சைனா அப்படின்னா சைனா மேலே இந்த நாடுகள் எல்லாம் ஆதிக்கம் செலுத்த ஆரம்பிச்சது. Japan took over Korea and Taiwan. France conquered Indo-China. The US, the Philippines from Spain and Britain and Russia agreed to partition Iran. ஸோ இதெல்லாமே வந்து colonization ஆன நாடுகள் எந்த நாடுகளை கைப்பற்றியது அப்படின்னு பார்க்குறது. சரி, here given a world map. In this world map you are going to know about that the world countries which are all took part the World War I. நீங்கள் பார்ப்பீங்க the legendல ரெண்டு கண்டென்ட் இருக்கும். ஒன்று வந்து ட்ரிபிள் என்டென்டி, அடுத்தது வந்து ட்ரிபிள் ஆலன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரெண்டு கண்டென்ட் இருக்குது. ட்ரிபிள் என்டென்டி அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து பார்த்திங்க அப்படின்னா 3 நாடுகளை ஒருங்கிணைந்த ஒரு முப்பரிமாண நாடுகள். அது என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தட் இஸ் பிரிட்டிஷ் எம்பையர், ஃப்ரெஞ்ச் எம்பையர் அண்ட் ரஷ்யன் எம்பையர். ட்ரிபிள் ஆலன்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது ஜெர்மன் எம்பையர், இட்டாலியன் எம்பையர், ஆஸ்ட்ரோ ஹங்கேரியன் எம்பையர் அண்ட் அதர்ஸ் விச் ஆர் ஆல் மார்க்டு இன் அ க்ரீன் ஷேடு. ஓகேவா? சரி, let me know about that. Alice-னா என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்க்கும்போது Alice refers to have the countries that fought against Germany, Italy and